Welcome back, everyone. I'm shooting this video separately to highlight the pickguard installation for my wife's grandfather's 1966 Framus Texan because I think it will add too much time to that video, which is already going to be nearly an hour long. I will, however, bring some of the footage from this video into the full restoration video. It will be Hollywood movie magic, I promise, if Hollywood had a ghetto. If you want to check out the full video, click somewhere on the screen or check out the playlist that I'm going to eventually create. This is all going on about a week after I shot most of the full restoration video, and I finally sorted out our pickguard situation. Interesting. Originally, I ordered a vintage spec Texan pickguard from greasygroove.ca, but after thinking a bit more about it, I decided to cut my own custom pickguard based on their template. Greasy Groove is a small company based in Amherst, Nova Scotia, Canada, and they make a lot of cool electric and acoustic guitar accessories. They have a large pickguard collection, and if you visit the Will It Fit page on their website, you'll find dozens of templates for you to print, cut out, and place on your guitar to see if they'll fit. Genius. The main reason I've chosen to go custom is that the Greasy Groove pickguard won't cover up all of this damaged area on the soundboard. Here is the original template. As you can see, a bunch of deep gouging. It's filled with glue that I've sanded down nice and flat, but doesn't look amazing. We want to keep most of the nicks and scrapes to remind us of Robert, but I think it will look a lot better overall if we cover up these deep gouges. And then leave stuff like this and up here and the fingerboard impressions. So, since I seem to be a bit of a slow talker based on all the editing I've done so far on my other video, let's get right down to it. I did a bit of prep work before shooting this video. First step was to print and cut out the Greasy Groove template and position it on the guitar. Then I took some rough measurements to see how far I'd need to extend it and rough sketch that onto a new template that hadn't been cut out yet. That's when I ended up with this guy. You can see I tried my best, but I still didn't quite hit it. So after a few more tries, I ended up with the final template version, which is right here. Finally, I traced this paper template onto an old cereal box destined for the recycling bin to get something that's a bit stiffer. And that's where we're at today. My plan now is to trace this cardboard template onto a pickguard blank that I found on Amazon. Damn you, Jeff. Why do you make it so cheap and convenient? I bought two because they were actually pretty cheap in case I screwed up. After that, I'm going to make some test cuts to figure out the best way to cut the pickguard. Let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken!
So this template here has a clear plastic cover on the top side and then adhesive on the backing. That's great because it will allow us to position our pickguard on here. And I don't know where I put it. Here we go. Use an acrylic paint pen to trace the outline. It's a pretty dark pickguard. Have any light source underneath but it is translucent. I went with the nice brown tortoiseshell pattern. Let's give this a go. I'm probably going to have to let it dry afterwards for a few minutes because I don't want it smearing. And here's what we have. Yes, I'm a lefty. I know I'm going to hell. I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes and we'll pop back to do our test cuts. It's been about 10 minutes. I let it dry. It's tacky, but it should be okay. We're going to do our test cuts now. The reviews online, because you can trust all of them, always say that you can just actually cut this with a good pair of scissors. These are titanium coated, so that sounds super impressive. Stainless steel. All right, it's pretty flexible. If I had to guess, that's going to work. So we've got quite a bit of an area over here to play with, so let's try that. Little rough, but that worked. Let's see how intricate we can get. Not too bad. That's actually pretty easy. I had this as my alternative method, just using an old yoga mat here. I've got the envelope underneath that this was shipped in, and I've, yes, upgraded the blades from my rusty 20-year-old utility knife to some new guys. Let's see how well this cuts. I know they make special boards for crafting, but I don't have that. This works pretty good too. Maybe if you had the proper board, I think that would probably work pretty good. I find it's a little tricky to, it's not as easy. Maybe I just need to practice a little more. Anyway, it's not as easy to do the rounded cuts as it was with the scissors. So I'm going to go with scissors. Here we go. I'm going to cut probably to the line. I don't think I'm going to get it perfectly smooth, but I have some sandpaper that I'll clean it up with afterwards. All right, we've cut our way through. It's not looking too bad. I'm going to hit it up with some sandpaper, which I'll fast forward, just to smooth the edges out a little bit. I've watched a few videos on how to do this, and you're supposed to make like an MDF template, which you then stick the pickguard material onto, and then you use a table router or a hand or palm router to perfectly mirror your template, and that's awesome. But it's about minus 40 degrees Celsius outside right now, and my garage is not a place I feel like spending too much time. So this is also just obviously I could cut it with scissors, so it's definitely a 1-ply, very flexible. I think that would probably be overkill for this material. If you actually went with like a 3-ply or a 5-ply, or maybe like a true, more rigid pickguard material, then you might have to do it the router way. But this worked perfectly fine with scissors. Let's see if we can clean it up and see what it looks like lined up on the guitar. Positioned it as close as I could to the body binding here without going like obviously too close and looking weird, but I had to get pretty close. You can see that damage sneaks up there quite a ways. So I think that will probably be the positioning we're trying to aim for. Seems like the circular outline here is fairly equidistant, or at least the contour matches pretty darn good. And I think once the strings are on there, you won't notice any issue. Oh, no, I'm just getting nitpicky. How am I going to actually get this down when the back is off, like the sticky side is exposed? You might be wondering. It's a great question. I had to put some thought into that, and I think I'm going to do a tipping motion. I'm going to line this up as best I can here. Get this. I'm fortunate because this is straight. It's the only straight edge on this entire pickguard, and it butts up nicely against the neck joint with the body. So basically I'm going to have to, but the issue is this will hit first. So I'm going to have to just kind of get that off, tip it down, probably help guide it. Not apply too much pressure. Maybe I'll be able to wiggle it around a bit before I start pressuring it. If the problem is if I get it a little bit off, look, you'll see all the damage because I didn't give myself a lot of clearance there. But we're going to give it a shot, see what we can do. Wish me luck. Well, actually, before I do that, I should probably give it another wipe down. I've been sanding and there's a little bit of dust. We want to make sure we get the best bond or adhesion there. So I have a little concoction I made. There's a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of water, and a couple drops of dish soap. Just going to get a microfiber cloth and wipe that area down. Remember, we polished this in the earlier stage. Feeling pretty good. Now wish me luck.
Well, my microphone died, so I'm recording this after the fact. I bet you thought we were done, right? We aren't done just yet, as I have one finishing touch to add. Some of the pick cards I found online actually have a Framus logo on them, and if you look really closely at this old picture of Robert and his guitar, you can almost make out a faint outline of something in that general area. So I reached out to one of our local print shops in town and asked if they would be able to print me out a few Framus script logos. When I arrived to pick them up a day later, they asked what the logos were all about, and I explained this project to them. They thought it was a super cool thing that we were doing here and handed me the logos at no charge, despite my attempts to pay for their time. They wouldn't have it and wished me good luck, so shout out to Sign Design in Thunder Bay, Ontario for being so awesome. If this channel ever gets to the merch phase of subscribership, I'll definitely be in touch. Let's see what this looks like on the pickguard. Wow, and with that coup de grace, we're finished. All that's left to do is string up this bad boy and hear how it sounds. Head on over to the full restoration video for that part. Given that I'm filming this video on Valentine's Day of 2025, I'm feeling the love. Maybe you're feeling enough love to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell? If so, it would be an amazing way to help this channel grow. And if you do, I'll run a draw 3 months from now and ship the winner this extra pickguard blank and one of these extra Framus logos free of charge. Thanks again for stopping by, and take care.